This Valentine's Day, get a Heart Baker pizza from Papa Murphy's. You complete us. And we mean that literally. With Take and Bake, we prepare it, you make it yours. So make us yours today. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
All right, let's get into this Big 12, Pac-12, SMU discussion because, again...
Did you warm your arm up before the show?
I should have loosened my shoulder joint. Thus, I would be able to pat myself on the back.
Hey, you start talking shit.
And I understand that Pac-12 people are like, SMU is not a fit for our conference. They're no BYU.
There is no question.
We were telling you back in July that SMU and San Diego State were the two leading contenders to join the Pac-12.
It's on the channel. Go find it.
People were, all of the Utah fans came out of the woodwork and told us how dumb we are. You know. Your mom, your cousin. SMU is a small fan base.
Hell no.
Well, where are you today on the news that George Kliavkoff is flying to Dallas today to meet with SMU? I'm just saying. Listen.
Man, dude.
Listen, Trust Me Bro told us back over the summer SMU was one of the Pac-12's top targets.
And he's been really reliable. Trust Me Bro has been a hell of a source.
Trust Me Bro has been amazing. But our sources in the TV industry told us, and how long have we had the conversation about the Pac-12 not being able to sign a TV deal until they expand?
Mm-hmm.
We have told you this for months. We have been roundly criticized for this by Bob Thompson, the former Fox executive, by everybody has said that we don't know what we're talking about, that you sign a TV deal, then you go and expand. And then last week when we told you, hey, Pac-12's maxed out, $25 million per school per year, $250 million, that's all they're going to get because they have zero representation from Palo Alto, the Bay Area, south to the Tijuana border.
Uh-oh.
So they have no way to drive value.
Right.
So they need to expand. So what are they doing? They are trying to expand. They will not, sources tell me, do a TV deal until they have had constructive conversations with SMU and San Diego State.
Hey, guys.
And now we find out who Brett Yormark is.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think when you look at this situation with the Pac-12 and you look at this whole thing, if you will, San Diego State, in my opinion, is the end-all, be-all for survival if you are the Pac-12. You have to have San Diego State. I think. I don't know. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think that if you're the Pac, like you have to have... You have to, because again, it's a geography conversation. You can't have a conference on the West Coast that doesn't have any representation south of the Bay Area. That's not going to work. And again, we've had this conversation about, these different sponsors and how they look at advertising and where they'd want to spend their money. So, the example we always use is like Toyota, just as an example. Toyota wants to sell cars in Southern California, right? They that's what they do. They're Toyota. So that with that being their goal, they don't care what the label on the football conference is, as long as you have people on the couch watching TV in Southern California who they can market to. So frankly, it doesn't bother them that SC and UCLA have gone to the Big Ten, and now it's going to be Big Ten after dark. They're just going to advertise with the Big Ten. They're not going to advertise with the Pac, right? They don't care, like Jay Hill said, they don't care if your fan base and your alumni is in the Bay Area. If you're Utah, they don't give a damn.
Chris Hill, yeah.
Chris Hill, I said Jay Hill. Chris Hill. They like Toyota and companies on that level don't care where you think your fan base is.
That's right.
They care where their TV viewership actually is. And I know that sounds like kind of a rudimentary concept or some sort of caveman concept,
Caveman concept.
Yeah, look, Aaron Rodgers, it's a caveman concept, right? But the reality is they want to be on TV in Southern California. So the idea that someone would say, well, it's insane that the Pac would want to add San Diego State. What do you mean?
Yeah,
they got to have a school there.
And if you look at what this means for Amazon and ESPN, I think it does mean more money. I think if you were to add SMU, that gives you Dallas-Fort Worth, and if you were able to add, like, think about being Ford Trucks. Think about the budget of Ford Trucks. If you're the Big 12 right now, you pretty much exclusively own Dallas. I mean, you exclusively own Dallas-Fort Worth. You pretty much exclusively own Houston. You are, I mean, it's almost undeniable right now that the state of Texas is pretty much all Big 12. So if you're Ford Trucks, you're gonna advertise with ESPN, you're gonna advertise with Fox, because that's where you're gonna get the biggest Big 12 games.
Facts.
And you think about Big 12 basketball. If you're Ford Trucks and you're trying to advertise to your fan base in your market and you want college basketball, are you going to the Pac-12 or are you going to go to the Big 12?
Y'all feel me?
You're going to the Big 12 because you have Texas, Oklahoma, like you have the blue collar working man town is in the Big 12. If you're Toyota and you know that you have a very different marketplace and you're in Southern California, are you trying to spend your money with the Big 10 or the Pac-10? Well, if they don't add San Diego State, there's no option to spend money with the Pac-10. You are going to spend your money with the Big 10 because they've got USC and UCLA. And that's the market that I need. I'm going to broadcast on USC and UCLA games in the Big 10.
Yeah.
This isn't rocket science. It's actually common sense, which is why it's shocking to me that George Kliavkoff has been trying to negotiate a TV deal without Southern California, without Central California. It's mind-numbing to me,
Right.
that you are trying to sell Amazon and ESPN on the Pacific Northwest, because that's essentially your footprint at this point. You are mountain region up to the Pacific Northwest, and you've got Arizona. That's what you're selling. And the struggle is that Colorado, that Utah, that you think of any of these other schools, that Washington State, that Oregon State, those are not going to bring you 30, 40, $50 million a year per school numbers.
Yeah.
You're not getting $500 million. That's not going to happen. But if you add San Diego State and you add SMU, my guess is you can probably surpass or at least be equal to what the Big 12 got in their TV deal.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that we have beat this topic into the ground, but I'm going to ask the obvious question. What took you so long, George Kliavkoff, to get your ass to Dallas and meet with SMU? What took so long? Where are you at with San Diego State? Because what I've heard from TV industry sources is that San Diego State has been non-committal to both the Big 12 and the Pac-12. And I think San Diego State is very wisely trying to leverage the Pac-12 to walk in as a full share member. That is what San Diego State is asking for. And I don't know that George Kliavkoff has the balls to pull that off. Because frankly, this conference is all about Oregon and Washington. And my guess is Oregon and Washington want a much larger slice of the pie, and they're not willing to give little old Snapdragon Stadium any of their money. So now you're going to wind up leveraging Washington State and Oregon State and Utah and Colorado and the Arizona schools. But now I got news for you. The Arizona schools have leverage over the conference.
Yeah.
Because Arizona, who is your premier basketball program, has options. They can go and do whatever they want to do. And I think ASU, who I don't believe wants to leave the Pac-12. I think Arizona State wants to be in the Pac-12. But Arizona State has options as well. I can't believe that San Diego State is going to join the Pac-12 unless they become a full share member. I think it will be a very interesting conversation. They're either going to get full share member right out of the gate, or their revenue sharing is going to be much less. Mm-hmm. Because if you're San Diego State, why would you agree to come in at a quarter of what everybody else is getting? Well, you wouldn't do that.
Right.
SMU needs a major conference. They need the Pac-12. They need the Big 12. San Diego State doesn't need either one of them because they've got the other. It to me is why the Pac-12 has struggled to do business.
Yeah.
And I think they will continue to struggle to do business, in my opinion, because if we're telling the truth here, San Diego State and SMU are good gets for the Pac-12. They are not great gets. They are not, oh my God, we did it. That's not what this is. You're just trying to become equal with the Big 12. You are currently chasing the Big 12.
Yeah, I
Which
think that's the reality of the situation.
Yes.
And I think that, it's, and I feel like we're seeing this in a couple of places, but it's no longer good enough just to show up. It's no longer good enough just to assume that you can do business the way you've always done it because that's how you've always done it. Like, that's just not going to get the ball across the line, if you will. And I think that it's just funny to see once again how all of this is playing out because, yeah, you're right. We have been talking about, San Diego State and SMU going all the way back to August or July or whatever, last summer. And again, it's not like this is a YouTube channel, not a radio show. You can go and find it on our YouTube channel, us talking about it. So it's not in question that we've spoken on it and been talking about it. And I think that I don't know if maybe this is like a light bulb moment for George Kliavkoff or like what's happened or if maybe he's somehow felt some desperation here. But it is, it's a bit comical. It's a bit funny to me that now we're getting going out to Texas. Now we're starting to see, oh, wow, I better start having some conversations with these schools because we're not going to have a TV deal unless we add these schools. And we only have, 6 months or so to get this ironed out and to get ink to paper and to get it handled. And while 6 months may seem like a long time, it's really not a long time at all. That's, a second in college football time because of all the stuff you have to put together to get a deal done. So to me, I just can't believe that it's taken this long to realize this. Because again, I have no problem saying I'm not some TV industry expert. I'm not the commissioner of the Pac-12. I'm not the guy who's having all these conversations and is perfectly plugged in and has every bit of information that I'm sure George has. But even with that being the case, it's pretty obvious what you have to do to get a TV deal done here. And it's pretty obvious your TV deal isn't going to stack up to what everyone else's TV deal is, even if you add these two schools. So that's what I'm saying. This isn't some convenient conversation for them. They need to go and do this.
No, I don't think it's convenient at all. I think it's ugly is what it is. All right, let's get your comments in here. Kurt Meyer says, we told you so, Showgram.
Damn right it is.
Damn right it is. Absolutely. Brandon Butler, a member of the program, let the boys take a victory lap. Hey, man, I have no problem taking victory laps. In fact, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day who said, if you're not taking victory laps, you're doing it wrong. You either don't have them to take or you're missing an opportunity. And I think that's exactly right. Jeremy Severe says, Georgie Boy will present his number on the back of an envelope to SMU and San Diego State and screw it up.
Yep.
But that's the guy we're talking about. Do you guys have belief that George Kliavkoff is the guy to lead the Pac-10 out of this abyss? I don't know if he can or cannot. He will, but I don't know that he'll do it well. I've lost a lot of confidence in him because he's a guy that's an operator and should have done a better job for this conference than he's done. And I just don't know what's taken so long.
Yeah.
Why have you not realized sooner that expansion is the only option? It's the only option. Signing a TV deal first is a mistake. And if we learned anything from the Big 12 TV deal, it's that your TV partners are not willing to pay for just anybody to join your conference.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I've heard several times is if they expand, it'll be hand in hand with their TV partners. So you have this cart before the horse thing that just is so awkward for them.
Yeah, well, it's only awkward because they're making it awkward, though. That's the thing. That's the difference. Like, there is no awkwardness with the SEC or the Big 12 or really the ACC because they've handled business. Like,
because their quality of conference is not in question.
Yeah. Yeah, and it kind of feels like the Pac is just trying to survive here, and I believe that's true. I believe that and I know we're getting some comments like, hey, even if they do add these schools, it doesn't drive the price up significantly. No, that's right. That's correct. That's absolutely correct. That you're not going to get up to 50 or 60 or some ridiculous number per year. You're just this is a play to survive. I'm telling you guys, you got to get this done and then prove your value so you can renegotiate the next time around and say, hey, yeah, we went through some change, but we can still bring you value. Give us 40 a year. Give us 50 a year.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to watch, certainly. I don't think this is any savior. I really don't. San Diego State, good morning to you. Welcome right on time. Kurt Meyer says, what the hell? The Pac has a non-religion conference. They hate money.
I guess.
SMU's, they're the Methodists.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
Them damn Methodists. And again, Eric says SMU and San Diego State isn't going to drive an offer up another $50 million a year. No, it's not. No, it's not. Like that to me is crazy. Mapes, good morning, says hopefully SMU demands the same as San Diego State. Gorgeous George has no leverage.
Facts.
We'll see. Mad Cat says, will Kliavkoff pull the trigger on San Diego State? Oh, I think he would have already if he could have. I mean, that to me, that makes all the sense in the world. Brandon Butler says Oregon and Washington are never going to allow a full share to San Diego State. Then I don't know why San Diego State would move. Why would you do that?
Well, I think that, for San Diego State, I do think that getting into a P5, really can help you in a lot of different ways, not just on a football field. But I think that the problem is, and I don't know the exact number that they get now, but I'm pretty sure it's like in the teens or whatever for their distribution. Getting up to a even 20 a year would be an improvement for them.
Yeah, you're doubling your money essentially from the mountain. But what I think is interesting is what Tim Bruckmiller said. The Cal system won't let San Diego State join the Big 12. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I think what we learned from the Board of Regents is money talks and Georgia's BS walks, right? Back of the envelope be damned. They let UCLA walk.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens, certainly. I don't know. I think it's really interesting that San Diego State now has become the savior of the Pac-12. It's crazy.
Well, it's the only path forward. See, that's the other problem. It's the only path forward for the Pac. It's not like you've got like 3 or 4 routes here. You've got one route because, again, this is a geography conversation. This isn't a caliber of football, caliber of education. Like, yeah, those are factors, but the reality is you're not looking to add New York University or Boston University.
Well, Fresno State.
State. You're not looking to add them.
If you look at SMU versus Fresno State, the obvious is you want Dallas. You want that Metroplex area for advertisers. And again, I think people keep trying to talk about, well, research institution. Dude, this is a money play.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. You're looking at a situation where you're bringing in SMU because of where they're geographically located. You're bringing in San Diego State because where they're geographically located. And I think it helps Cal a lot. It helps Stanford a lot for travel partners. And because, again, I think you need to add teams that don't cost you a ton of money.
Yeah.
This is the West Virginia and the Big 12 conversation. You need to add teams that don't cost you a ton of money. This is why it makes a lot of sense to add Oregon and Washington to the Big 10. Because you've got this Western enclave of USC and UCLA now. You need to find some dance partners for them. And that's why I think it makes a lot of sense for Oregon and Washington to get to the Big 10. Hasn't happened. Probably won't anytime soon.
Yeah.
But San Diego State absolutely brings some stability to the Pac-10, in my opinion. I think it makes a big difference. Tyler P. says you can only take a victory lap when you've had a victory. Well, we've had several in the last couple of weeks, thankfully.
Yeah.
So, and maybe we'll get more tomorrow. Who knows? I'm telling you, if they trade Jordan Clarkson for a first-round pick, we'll probably take a victory lap on that.
Yeah.
But it ain't rocket science that they're going to trade Malik Beasley and Jordan Clarkson.
Yeah.
Or Mike Conley.
Yeah.
You trade Jordan Clarkson for a first-round pick because, again, we're the only ones that reported they have a first-round pick sitting on the table for Jordan Clarkson. So we'll see where they go on that. Mapes says, hopefully SMU demands the same. I think I read that one already. Fat Jesus Kliavkoff has been in a darkness retreat for 9 months looking for clarity on expansion.
Maybe.
And he came out wearing an SMU mask.
Maybe he should drink some ayahuasca and then he'd operate a little better.
Know, how do you get away with using drugs in the off season? If you're
cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
That is cute. 513 Bearcat says SMU needs to demand equal pay from the Pac-12 or else. Well, there's some people who
I don't disagree, dude. You have the leverage. The Pac doesn't have the leverage here.
Well, as you hit the like button here on the Monty Show.
The Monty Show.
Contemplate this while you hit the like button. who's got leverage in these situations? Because if George Kliavkoff is ringing my phone and saying, hey, it's Kliavkoff, need some help here.
Hey, guys.
I'm asking for the moon. I'm asking for the moon. Here on Flat Earth, I'm asking for the moon. Right? Like I am all in on, hey, got to make me a full share member.
I want it.
We've got Snapdragon Stadium full share member. And if he says no, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm good where I'm at. Thanks.
Yep.
Because it's a pain in the ass to move conferences, frankly. I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Scheduling alone, it's a lot of work. I want a full share if I'm San Diego State because that's the only path to survivability.
Yep.
In my opinion, I'd be on that in my mind. H.E. Pennypacker.
What's up?
Pac knows how to spend money, not make money. Well, that's very true.
Excellent point.
No doubt about that. James Knight says merch update. Just waiting on Amazon, bro.
Quite literally.
Tucker Brady says, still don't understand why the Utes seem to want to stick around on this sinking ship. The signs are there. The Pac, insert a number here, is dying. Why go down with them? But you're not wrong. And what I think is so interesting is I think it's pride, man. I think it's the unwillingness to say, well, the Pac-12 was not what we thought it was going to be. We're going to move on. Because if Utah right now today said, yeah, I'd like to, hey, Mr. Yormark, it's Kyle Whittingham. I'd like to join your conference. Yormark would say, well, I need to talk to your AD because he said you're not leaving. Right? But if you...
What you want me to say to them?
Anyway, if Utah called the Big 12 and said, hey, we're in, they would shoot a fax over today.
Yeah.
Like, Utah is a valuable program. Eric and Raleigh says there's no saving the Pac-10.
Nah.
Because Utah isn't wanted by either the P2 conferences, the SEC, or the big 29,484. Well, you're not wrong about that. I know you're not wrong about that. Pollyann, what's up, Pollyann in the Bay Area? Says, I know I am early, but happy birthday early. Well, thank you. My birthday is February 19th in 11 days.
Yeah, I know what time it is.
In 11 days.
Yes.
Super stoked. We leave for Tahoe on Friday.
Yes.
We will be off next Wednesday for a travel day. Cannot wait. Polly, good to see you. 801 West Valley, gonna let research be their demise. Could be.
Dude, and I'm so tired of this.
So tired.
Dude, I'm tired of we're a research institution. Okay, I get it. You're good at researching stuff. I understand. You have a strong educational situation. I'm with it. I get it. I'm down. But what good is the educational portion if you don't have revenue? That's what I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, and the thing that I don't understand is how you don't have a Yoder smoker, which was named the best barbecue equipment by People Magazine. You can You can get that at Barbecue Pit Stop, bbqpitstop.com. Logan, Layton, Lehigh, the Cheesy. Salt Lake City and Murray on State Street. Yeah, how about that? Yoder named the best pellet smoker. I believe it was by People Magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Barbecue Pit Stop because they carry the best barbecue equipment. Of course, they have a full selection of Yoder smokers. Of course, they have my personal favorite, which, as we know, of course, is the Ironwood 885. They have a full line of Traeger smokers at Barbecue Pit Stop. But again, what did I have for lunch yesterday? Went to Harmon's, got all drums, because on this show, you know that as men with hair on our chests, which means you're out. But you're actually a hair.
Don't play intramurals, brother.
This dude's got more hair than your shower drain. Anyway, The point is, as men, we went to Harmon's and got drums, had some ranch dressing, had some drumettes with asado seasoning on it, threw them down on the Traeger, had the best wings ever. Telling you, man, it ain't rocket science.
Yeah.
When you go to Barbecue Pit Stop, you're getting the best equipment. You're getting the best guys because all of their staff are experts. They love the smoking game. And they can answer questions like, hey, can I do asado wings? How long do I need to let the seasoning sit on the wing before I make it? Is that important? Hey, how long do I need to let my brisket rest before I slice it?
Yes.
All those little questions. And everybody's like, oh, smoking's not hard. Smoking's so hard. No, it's not. It's easy. Plug in the Traeger smoker, put the pellets in the hopper, and hit ignite. You are now a professional smoker. That's what I'm saying. It's super easy. And when you have the help of the experts at Barbecue Pit Stop, you can't go wrong. bbqpitstop.com. And yes, we only do drums on this show. If you eat flats, hit the like button. But if you eat drums, hit the like button.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's all good. Tell me you heard about it on the Monty Show. Robert Perez says, honestly, I'm disappointed that Fresno State was skipped over.
Well, why?
But I think that if you are the Pac-10, SMU brings you far more value. Right? Because I think you're rubber stamping San Diego State.
Yes.
Like, done. I think SMU brings you more value than Fresno State.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. Robert Perez says, throw lime on them wings with the asado seasoning. So good.
By the way, if you remember, you would be getting videos of us smoking things, by the way. Just pointing that out. I mean, we've put videos in before.
If you are not a member of the program, it's quite easy to become a member of the program. Because all you have to do is it's $9.99 a month.
Yes.
I'm not even going to talk about the merch or the discounts or the contests or any of that. What you're getting is the Instagram chat group.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you're getting access to Brant Keithy from Utah and Max Tooley from BYU on March 10th here at the Maverick Center. No,
never mind that.
Never mind that.
That doesn't even matter.
What you're getting is a community of dudes that just is fantastic.
Yes.
Because all of our guys on this show, we talk every day. Even though James Knight says we're never in the group, we're in the group every day.
Better send those refunds.
You know, so all you have to do is click the link that I just dropped in the chat. You hit join. It's $9.99 a month. Cancel anytime. We'll put you into the Instagram group, but you get exclusive information first. So when we hear about the Pac-12 TV deal or when we hear about Jazz trades,
yes,
we usually put those in our group, in our exclusive member groups first, and then we tweet them out or then we talk about them on the show. Click the link, join the group. It's awesome. It is. I enjoy it. All right. Terry 10Ek. TT. If they're a research institution, they should research how bad the conference is.
I mean, Terry, you make a great point. I mean, that seems pretty straightforward.
I love that. Kurt Meyer says Monty's winging it.
See what he did there? So we're talking about wings, and he said we're winging it, and it just kind of works together.
We're winging it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack Rumsey says Jordan Clarkson is everybody's favorite, though. He is.
Yeah, well.
We'll get back to the Utah Jazz coming up here at 8 o'clock on the program. No doubt about that. Robert Perez says, any chance the Pac goes beyond 12, perhaps 14 or 16? I don't see that now. I think in the future that could absolutely be. But the problem is this TV contract is hanging over their head like a 1,000-pound anvil.
Yeah.
I mean, you have got to find a way to get this done.
Yes.
You got to find a way to get this done. There's no doubt about that. Brother says BBQ Pit Stop and join the member. Fadeaway shot? 100%. Okay. See what he combined.
Right.
Barbecue Pit Stop and join the member on the program. Jeremy Bolton says Pac-12 should research Dax's girlfriend and Luca's mom. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, obviously.
Jeremy Bolton also says he'll be the commissioner. Tanner Plummer in this morning and says, yeah, is Dax still dating Zach's ex? I believe he is. Dax Milne is still dating his ex.
Okay.
I mean, it is so interesting to me. Do you guys believe in, is the word karma? Is what's happening in the Pac-12 right now karma? Because of the arrogance and the... I honestly think that BYU karma is coming back to get the Pac-12 because all of this nonsense of BYU's not a fit. They're not a research institution. They don't have any magnetometers over there.
Little brother.
And I'm telling you, if you guys just had one microscope on campus, we could add you, but you don't.
Yeah.
Like that's the kind of stupidity that we get when it comes to BYU joining the Pac-10.
Yeah.
There is no doubt now that you know that you made a mistake not adding BYU. But why won't you say that? Why is it that the Pac-12 and its members won't say, you know what, yep, we made a mistake excluding BYU from joining the conference? Why is that? Why is that so hard to say?
We did what we did.
It's amazing that you won't just open up and say that.
Well, I think it's what you were talking about before. It's a pride thing. I mean, the Pac has always been a conference that has been...
Sure.
and again, even before the USC UCLA thing even happened, even before that was even on the radar, even before that was even a conversation, we were just talking about the Pac-12 as it was currently constituted. I mean, the arrogance and the nose flipping, if you will, and the
Yeah.
hey, we're better than you, and we're the conference of champions. Like you all know. I mean, you all are familiar with it. I'm preaching to the choir here. Feels like, but we all are familiar with the arrogance of the Pac, and I think that. Yeah, I mean, if you want to call it karma, if you want to call it the universe, slapping you in the face for being an idiot, like whatever you want to call it, yeah, it's coming back around. And I think that, you cannot be somebody, whether we're talking about the Pac or just in life, that's like, oh, well, yeah, I'd never, I would never even look at that because that's its name or that's like, it doesn't work that way.
It's just so short-sighted.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so short-sighted.
I mean, to have no feel or no, presence about the fact that you're not the SEC and frankly, right now, you're not the Big 12.
No, Jake, they're the Conference of Champions.
And I love how when they say that, they're like, we have George Kliavkoff gave a speech once, you can find it on YouTube, where he talks about that they're the Conference of Champions. And he goes on this thing about how, like quite literally, I think he was referencing canoeing and badminton and softball, and we have all these champions across all of our collegiate sports. And you know what rang true for me in that speech? Hey, that's cool. I love that. That's awesome.
Jake, they're champions of table tennis.
By the way, did table tennis make you $1 bazillion last year?
The math club has won back-to-back national collegiate mathematics equational quadratic championships.
Look, I know you're the Salt Lake City checkmaters, but you didn't make a lot of money last year.
And listen, the field hockey teams in the Pac-10, I mean, their record out of conference is unbelievable. And this doesn't even begin to explain that pickleball is all about the Pac-10. We are the conference of pickles and balls. That's who we are. That feels like what this conference is.
Yes.
And Bill Walton's a national treasure.
I don't need Buddy on ESPN, riding in a boat on the Tempe Canal, shirtless, talking about
Tempe
the conference.
Town
like,
Lake.
Dude, come on, bro. Like, be better.
This conference should be superior, and it's not. And it's remarkable to me. Kurt Myers says you can't add white salamanders to the Pac. Well, listen. The salamander derbies I'll stop. It pisses Tanner Plummer
they're
off
the
whenever.
conference
Wait,
of...
we can't bring up white salamanders. Tanner's on the train and he gets upset.
I wasn't going to bring up salamanders.
I'm not the one who brought it up here. Me.
I was going to talk about iguanas. That's different.
That's not iguanas are not salamanders.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
It's a different thing. Tanner Plummer says, yeah, I believe karma is real. With that being said, BYU has been really arrogant themselves. Karma definitely came back around this past football season.
Okay, Tanner, I love you, bro.
Do you say anything nice about the teams you root for? Well, Real Salt Lake. Well, I mean, their field has nice grass. No, actually, it's got a bunch of crabgrass.
Don't be rude.
I mean, the Arena Football League's coming back. Like, Tanner, do you ever have anything good to say about your teams? What's going to happen when the Eagles beat the Chiefs on Sunday in the Super Bowl?
That's out of the window.
You kidding me? Jeremy Bolton says because the Pac-12 is stupid, that's why.
Well,
stupid. Oh, look at that, Brent Burnett. I'm surprised you're not talking about Jordan Clarkson getting $80 million. Brent Burnett says BYU was a real get and the Pac had their chance. Too late.
Facts.
NY Monty fan, because they are an exclusive club and BYU didn't fit their cookie cutter admissions criteria. Kiss the ring, boys. Yeah, I think that's not far off.
Wow.
Steven Snook, Pac leverage, potential media partner? No. San Diego State, SMU? No. Current members, maybe a little less than half. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you've got to add San Diego State.
Yes.
You have to.
Yes.
There's no doubt. I mean, Tim Bruckmüller says SMU stands for Southern Methodist University. This is a religious institution. Wait, are you sure that's what SMU stands for? Are you sure?
Get your facts straight.
They're the Methodists.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
It doesn't stand for Southern Massachusetts University?
I
or,
thought it was
you
the
know,
Mennonites. Southern
the
Mennonites.
Got it.
Thank you.
See, I didn't. Damn.
Thank
know?
you. No, anyway. We'll see. Eric and Raleigh says, didn't BYU reject the Pac because they refused to play on Sundays? That's what they'll tell you. 801 West Valley says, let me know if you need help scraping off those Pac-12 stickers. Hey, man, can we get that billboard? This is Pac-10. It says 12. You guys got a Sharpie? We can just make a 0 up there.
This is take place here.
This is Pac-10 country, the home of the Mennonites. Can we just add Mennonites at the bottom?
Know your role and shut your mouth.
The Southern Mennonite University is coming into the program. I'll stop. Let's see. Forward-thinking trucker says SMU is a school of learned doctors.
Well,
and lawyers, too. Fat Jesus says, off for a travel day. Why can't you broadcast while driving like carpool karaoke? You're no James Corden.
Well.
That's very true. That's very, very true. Very true. Couple of more. Brother says, Jake and Monty, you know exactly how he feels. So, Giddy dropping dimes.
Okay. Who changed their name? Because you're a member, and that definitely was not your name. Trust me, I know that list.
Giddy dropping dimes says, can we see Tanner's video again? I hear it was epic. It was pretty good. Tanner said, like I said in the group chat, I don't mind you making white salamander jokes. I made too big a deal about it. Tanner's like, do you guys understand that the LDS community doesn't appreciate your white salamander jokes, bro? It's like, dude, the white salamander, do you know? And he's like, do you know the story? Do you know the story of the white salamander with a cock? Like, that's no chicken, sir. That's a salamander. I love you, Tanner.
Bro.
What?
Dude.
I'm just,
the salamander stuff is so funny.
Robert Perez, final comment on this, says, academic smack talk and playing a football famous for intelligence is ironic. Do half of the football player qualify, if not for sports? Reports say that networks need more members and content.
Yeah.
Just saying. Hey, how about we add that Monty Show to the Mennonites?
The Monty Show.
From what I understand, they know how to comb a white salamander's hair.
He's just a hack.
Do salamanders have hair?
I don't think so.
Let me ask Siri real quick. Let's see.
Yeah, just ask Siri real quick.
Let's see. Hey, Siri, do salamanders have hair?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia. Most species have stiff, pointed hairs or spines that presumably serve.
Okay. I think that qualifies as a yes. That qualifies as a yes. So,
What should we ask? Maybe that's do we like a new segment where we ask Siri different things? Hey, Siri.
Okay. Hey, Siri.
Hello.
Can you keep white salamanders as pets?
Oh, what are you talking about, man?
I found this on the web.
Okay. You're not going to read it for me?
That's not a definitive yes or no.
Hey, Siri. Are you sexy?
I don't have an answer for that.
So my wife hates. I'll say like heinous sexual things to Alexa. My wife hates it. I'll be like, hey, Alexa, what's your cup size? And my wife will be, really?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Go do the dishes, fat ass. Like, she hates when I talk to Alexa. She hates it.
Do you guys ever talk to your Alexa or your Siri like that?
I wonder if Aaron Rodgers will bring Alexa into the cave. That would be awesome. I don't know. Let's see. Main event says, hey, Tanner, Chiefs will win by 14.
Well.
No, they won't. Jason said, dang, you guys are old. Chat GPT is the new personal assistant.
Oh, please. Dude. It's an HTML code on a website.
Stop. Jeremy says, also, I just turned on ESPN. Anyone know if LeCarron broke the scoring record? Seriously. All right, before football at 50 and meatballs, Tanner says spinal. Back is broken.
Man, why you want to play those drops?
Spinal. Back is broken.
Ayo.
I broke my back.
Brother says, Monty, do you like Siri? Do you let your wife get mad? Dude, she don't get mad, man. Mrs. Monty, though, she's no fun. We never go out to dinner. She doesn't
Having
like
fun is the name of the game.
Like, I love Indian food. She never wants to go and get Indian food.
Okay, you don't like Indian food.
What?
I know that for a fact.
I like pita bread.
Keep it real.
Challah. What do you mean?
Pita bread.
My wife is a huge fan of Indian food. And I don't hate... I just don't eat hummus for that exact reason. I think it greases the skids a little bit. Hummus will do that to you.
How about that?
You know.
Bro.
Hummus, well,
dude.
You know, we